We like to think of money as a tool of logic. It's numbers on a screen. It's interest rates and balance sheets. It's something you can calculate, optimize, and solve with a spreadsheet. If you want to be wealthier, the formula seems simple. Earn more, spend less, and invest the difference wisely. This is the world of personal finance as taught in textbooks. It is clean, rational, and straightforward. It makes perfect sense, but it has one tiny flaw. It forgets that money is not handled by robots or calculators. It is handled by people. And people are messy, emotional creatures, driven by forces that a spreadsheet can never truly capture. Your personal history with money is far more powerful than any financial theory you will ever read. It's a ledger, but not one of dollars and cents. It is a ledger of feelings, memories, and experiences. Think about your first memory of money. Was it the excitement of a birthday gift? The tension of your parents arguing over bills at the kitchen table? The shame of not having what other kids had? Our brains are wired for survival, not for optimizing investment portfolios. For millennia, human experience was our best guide. If you ate a certain berry and got sick, you didn't need a double-blind study to tell you to avoid it. This same mechanism is at play with our money. A single, emotionally charged financial event can leave an invisible scar that shapes your behavior for the rest of your life. Consider the person who watched their parents lose everything in a market crash. The numbers on the screen may say that stocks historically go up over the long term, but their lived experience, the visceral memory of fear and uncertainty in their home, screams a different truth. To them, avoiding the stock market isn't a suboptimal financial choice. It is a perfectly logical act of self-preservation, a way to avoid repeating a past trauma. Their experience outweighs any data you could show them. These financial rules we carry are often subconscious. We don't wake up in the morning and think, because my family struggled with debt, I will now be terrified of borrowing money. Instead, the feeling just arises. A sense of anxiety around loans. These are the echoes of past experiences. They are the ghosts of financial lessons learned long ago, still haunting our decision-making process today. The financial lessons we learn as children are the most potent of all. A child's brain is like wet cement. The impressions made during those formative years harden over time and become the foundation upon which their entire financial house is built. Children don't understand compound interest or inflation, but they have a PhD in emotional dynamics. They see how money affects their parents' moods. They feel the atmosphere in the home when bills are due. If a child grows up in a household where money is scarce and every purchase is a source of anxiety, they may develop what is known as a scarcity mindset. This isn't just about being frugal, it's a deep-seated belief that there will never be enough. As an adult, this person might hoard cash, even when it loses value to inflation. They might pass up incredible career opportunities because they are terrified of leaving the perceived security of a stable, albeit low-paying job. Conversely, a child who never heard the word no and was given everything they asked for might learn a different lesson. They might equate spending money with receiving love and validation. As an adult, they may find themselves spending compulsively to fill an emotional void. The act of buying something provides a temporary high, a fleeting feeling of being cared for, that mimics the affection they received as a child. Let's imagine a woman named Sarah. Sarah is a successful graphic designer. She makes a very good living, has a solid savings plan, and is by all accounts financially responsible. Yet she has a secret habit that puzzles even her. Every time she goes to the grocery store, she buys far more than she needs. Her pantry is overflowing, her freezer is packed. Sarah grew up in a home where the cupboards were often bare. She remembers coming home from school and opening the refrigerator to find little more than a bottle of ketchup and a half-empty jar of pickles. She remembers the quiet shame her mother felt when she had to say, "There's not much for dinner tonight." That feeling of emptiness, both in the fridge and in her stomach, was a defining feature of her childhood. When she walks through the aisles of a grocery store, she isn't just a 40-year-old woman shopping for the week. She is also the 8-year-old girl, quietly vowing to herself that when she grows up, her home will always be full. Every item she places in her cart is a small victory over her past. The overflowing pantry is not just a collection of food, it is a fortress against the ghosts of scarcity. It is a physical manifestation of the security she craved as a child. Now consider the story of James. James was a brilliant engineer who through decades of hard work and savvy investing built a net worth of several $1,000,000. By any objective measure, he was rich. Yet if you looked at his life, you would never know it. He lived in the same small, modest house he'd bought 40 years ago. He drove a 15-year-old car. James's fear of spending wasn't rooted in logic. It was rooted in a single traumatic event from his youth. He was a teenager when his father, a small business owner, lost everything overnight due to a bad business deal. One day they were a comfortable middle-class family, and the next, they were facing eviction. He watched his father, a proud and capable man, crumble under the weight of financial ruin. The experience taught James a brutal lesson. Financial security is fragile, and it can be taken away in an instant. This belief became the operating system for his entire life. He saved and invested not with the goal of enjoying wealth, but with the goal of building an impenetrable wall against catastrophe. Every dollar he spent felt like taking a brick out of that wall, making him more vulnerable. His wealth brought him no joy. It only brought him a bigger pile of something to be afraid of losing. You cannot change a story you do not know you are telling. The first and most important step toward building a healthier relationship with money is to become an archaeologist of your own life. You must be willing to dig into your past and uncover the experiences, beliefs, and emotions that have shaped your financial behavior. This isn't about blame or judgment, it's about understanding. Start by asking yourself some simple questions. What is your earliest memory of money? Write it down in as much detail as you can remember. How did it make you feel? Excited? Anxious? Confused? What did your parents teach you about money? Not with their words, but with their actions. Was money a source of peace or a source of conflict in your home? Did you feel like you had enough, or was there a constant sense of scarcity? Next, think about your own financial life. Identify one money behavior you have that you'd like to change. Now try to connect that behavior to one of the memories or feelings you just uncovered. The goal is to draw a line from the past to the present, to see how a childhood echo is causing a present-day action. This process is called creating your money story. It's the narrative that explains why you do what you do with money. Once you understand your money story, you can begin to rewrite it. You have the script in your hands. You can see the old lines you've been reciting automatically. Now, you get to be the editor. This doesn't mean your past disappears. The experiences will always be a part of you, but you can change the conclusion of the story. You can decide that the lessons of the past no longer need to dictate the actions of the present. The first step in rewriting your script is to challenge the old beliefs. Ask yourself, is this belief still true? Is it still serving me? For Sarah, she could ask, is an overflowing pantry the only way I can feel secure today? Do I, a successful adult, still face the same threat of scarcity as I did when I was 8? For James, the question might be, is my financial situation today with millions in the bank truly the same as my father's was? Next, introduce a pattern interrupt. This is a small, conscious action you take when you feel yourself slipping into the old behavior. When Sarah feels the urge to pile her grocery cart high, she could pause for a moment, take a deep breath, and look at her shopping list. For James, when he feels anxiety about a small purchase, he could have a pre-written mantra he repeats to himself like, I have enough, I am safe, it is okay to enjoy my money. This isn't about willpower, it's about introducing a moment of mindfulness. Finally, define what the new, healthier behavior looks like in concrete terms. It's not enough to say, I will stop overspending. You need a positive, actionable alternative. Sarah might decide, I will make a meal plan and a shopping list before I go to the store, and I will only buy what's on the list. James might create a specific fun budget of a few $1,000s a month that he is required to spend on things he enjoys, like travel or hobbies. This gives the brain a new, clear instruction to follow, making it easier to build a new habit and write a more empowering ending to the story. Rewriting your money story is not a single dramatic event. It is a process of forging a new path, one small step at a time. You are essentially creating new neural pathways in your brain, and that takes repetition and consistency. The old path, the one carved by your childhood experiences, is wide and well-worn. It's easy to slip back into it. The new path starts as a faint trail. Your job is to walk it every day, making it clearer, wider, and more automatic than the old one. One of the most powerful habits is to create a weekly money check-in. This isn't just about reviewing your budget or checking your account balances. It's a dedicated time, even just 15 minutes, to reflect on your financial decisions for the week. Ask yourself, when did I feel good about a money choice I made? When did I feel stressed or anxious? Did my spending align with my values and goals? This regular practice keeps your awareness high. It helps you catch old patterns as they emerge. Another crucial habit is to talk about money, especially with people you trust. Our money stories often grow more powerful in silence and isolation. When we keep our fears and behaviors secret, they feel shameful and overwhelming. Sharing your story with a partner, a trusted friend, or a financial therapist can be incredibly liberating. It normalizes your experience and allows you to get an outside perspective. Hearing someone say, "That makes sense given what you went through," can lift a huge weight. Finally, practice financial gratitude. This might sound soft, but it is a powerful tool for shifting your mindset, especially if you come from a place of scarcity. Each day, take a moment to acknowledge one thing your money has provided for you. It could be the roof over your head, the food in your fridge, even if it's not overflowing, or the ability to buy coffee for a friend. This practice trains your brain to look for evidence of abundance rather than evidence of lack. Your financial past is written in permanent ink. The experiences that shaped you cannot be erased. The memories of scarcity or instability, of joy or conflict, will always be a part of your history. But here is the most important truth. Your past is just the prologue. It sets the stage, but it does not have to write the rest of the book. You are holding the pen now. The world of finance often sells us a fantasy of control, but true financial control is not about controlling the external world. It is about understanding your internal world. It is about recognizing that the biggest risks are not in the stock market, but in the unexamined beliefs you carry inside you. The greatest asset you will ever have is not a stock or a bond. It is self-awareness. It is the ability to pause between a feeling and a financial decision and make a conscious choice. This journey of understanding your money story is not easy. It can be uncomfortable to look at old wounds, but it is the most rewarding work you can do. Every step you take toward understanding your own behavior gives you more power over it. Every time you choose a new action over an old reaction, you are strengthening your ability to create the financial life you truly want, not the one your past programmed for you. You are moving from being a passenger, carried along by subconscious currents, to being the captain of your own ship. So be kind to yourself. Recognize that your financial quirks are not character flaws. They are scars from past battles, fought by a younger version of you who was doing the best they could. Thank that version of you for getting you this far. And then, with compassion and clarity, pick up the pen. Your past has given you a story. Now it's your turn to decide how it ends. You are the author. The next page is blank. Write something good.